Hi everyone, welcome back to my Tech Stack Learning YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing really great. So I hope you have watched all my Node.js series which I have uploaded previously. If not, you can please go ahead and watch and subscribe to my channel. Give it a thumbs up, and if you have any specific topic, put it in the comment box. Okay. So in today's session, we are diving into one of the most important one in Node.js is like handling the environment variables, right? Everybody would have faced a scenario where we have to secure the things like or separate the things specific to the environment, right? Like database credentials, API keys, or any sensitive configurations, correct? So that is where this environment variables comes into place. And so here we will cover how to set the environment variables directly or using the .env. How do you access the variables using process.env? What are the best practices for security, and what are the features it offers, and with the live examples? Okay. So I'm sure that everybody knows what is environment variable, right? It's basically a key value pairs which is accessible globally within a system, right? So which allows you to separate the configuration data from the app code to the your configuration code, right? It is very secure, portable, and flexible, right? So let's start with the seeing the direct way of setting up the variables in the code and accessing via code, right? So let me create a folder app.js. The first thing we will see setting up um, environment variable. This is a direct way, okay? Direct. Okay, so what we will do is process.env dot what I'll do username equal to John. Okay, this is about setting. I have set the environment variable. Now I am going to access the environment variable. Okay, so here what I'll do is console.log of my environment variable is process.env dot username. Okay, this is how you straight away you can set and you can also access those variables. Okay, let's run that. So let's go here, then node. You can see my environment variables done. This is a direct way of connecting to the direct way of accessing the variable. Okay. Next, let's see how to using the how to use within the .env. Okay, environment variable using .env. Okay, so this is very helpful for the large projects to use the .env file to store variables securely. Okay, let's create one file called .env. Okay, and inside that I'm going to put like port equal to 3000, then db host equal to local host, then db user equal to root, then db pass equal to 1234. Okay, this is my env variable. Now if you don't have .env installed, right, you can just install using npm install .env. Okay, I do have it, so If you don't have it, you can run this command and you can install it. Okay, so the installation has been completed. Now first you need to import that module. Okay, so it would be require of dot env dot config. This basically, what does it do now? Whatever the environment variable you have it dot env, right? This will be loaded. Basically it will be load dot env file. That is why this module is being used. Okay, now if you want to print log of port, right, you can do by process.env dot, you can see port. Okay, and let's run this and see. You can see it's 3000. Same way if you want to print the other ones, right? I'll just copy paste this command. So if I have what, it's a db host, correct? So db host, one sec, one sec, db host, right? So if it is db host, then I'll put db host. Then if it is db user, I believe I have given yes, db user, then I'll be using db user. Then if it is db pass, then it will be db pass. Okay, let's try to run this. You can see everything has been accessed good, right? This is about the using this .env for .env for the launch projects. It's very helpful. Okay. Okay, now let's see how do we what are the different features it has, features and use cases of on environment variable or module .env, right? So let's see. First thing is providing the default values, right? That is one of the uh, things which we have to do it. Like provide a default value if the variable is undefined. Like for example, const port equal to process dot env dot port. If it is empty, right, then you give default as this. If it is undefined or something, give it as a default, right? This is the way you have to do it using this way. This one you can just set the default. If it is there, it picks up that. If not, then take it as the 3000 as the default. Okay, next one is type conversion. That is another one. Okay, so type conversion, basically environment variables are strings by default, right? You may need to convert them. Like for example, const db host equal to process dot env dot db host. Then okay, so this one will be we will have to set it as like this. Okay, so this is one of the thing which we have to use. Like type conversion is another one. So nested variables, like what nested variable is nothing but nested variables, right? This is another feature which we can use it. Like within the .env, right, you can just use the other variables. For example, here, correct, So in this nested variables, we can say, like, for example, if you have host, db host is already there, right? You have the API URL, assume, okay? Now it will be http colon double this one, and you can put dollar this db host. See, db host slash API, right? So you can use the variables within your .env to to reference it. Okay, that is another feature which .env offers. Okay, okay, something like this. Okay, so the next one is overriding environment variables. Like you can override variables with command line options, like how you can um, like this, right? Overriding env variables. So what you have to do is, in the command line, right, you can type like port equal to 5000, then node app.js. So this is how you um, override the variables. Okay. Okay, so now let's see what are the security best practices when we store these env variables, right? What are the first one is, do not commit .env files. Okay, that is all, that is very much important. You should never commit the environment files. Okay, so you need to always add this into a git ignore, so that it ignores the .env file when you guys are pushing it. Okay, so you can do like, right, um, like this. Okay, so this is a git ignore, that is how you have to follow it. This is one of the best practice. You should never put the env files in the code commit, or any whichever the source you are using. Okay, next one is, use env specific files. Like you can have multiple .env files for different environments, like .env dot development, then .env dot production, right? This is how you can create a file. Create, so let me create it here. Okay, so here you can create .env dot development, then I can create another one uh, called .env dot production. One sec, I think some issue happened. Okay, so this will, okay, so I have .env. So how do we load it, right? So we can load it using const env file equal to process dot env dot node env. Okay, if it is production, right? If it is production, then use .env dot production. Okay, otherwise use .env dot development, right? This is how we will using the things. And when we load this one, right, what is that, configuration file, so you have to specifically use those env file paths. So like this, right? So here it will be, you'll have to give the path now. So it will be path colon env file. Okay, and this node env will be set up during your initial node.js startup time, right? You will be setting this up. Okay. Okay, that is one more important things which we have to always follow. Then will be secure access. Basically, um, you can use like secure storage for sensitive data. Like if you are on AWS, you can use secret manager, or if you are on Azure, you can use key vault, right? Or Azure key vault, right? So this you guys can use it to store these keys and stuff. So that's even more very good practice. Okay. Next is yeah, these are the things, best practices which you guys have to consider when it comes to the security best practices. Okay. Okay, so now let's see how to handle the environment variables in the large project, right? Uh, in large projects. So basically, we need to have the centralized configurations. Like we need to create a config.js file for managing the environment files. Okay, so we will have this require command. Okay, then we will have something like module dot exports equal to we will have port colon process dot env dot port. This is by default if you want to set something. Okay, and if there is any other, like if you have something like host, then you can set like process dot env dot db host. Same way if there is user colon process dot env dot db user, and same way password will be process dot env dot db pass. Okay, user one. One sec. Okay, so now how to use this, right? You will have to do this const config equal to require, right? This will go under the config.js file, right? So what I'll do here is I'll just put this under another file called config.js. Okay, this is where my file goes in. And how to use it: usage of config.js, right? So it will be, you will have to first require of uh, uh, think config, right? I have to import that config file, and then you can do like log of database host colon, then you can use config.db.host, right? Let's try to run this and see. Let's see if there is any error. Should be some error. I think because I'm using a lot of stuff, right? Let me comment everything for now. Okay, then let me just run this and see. See, the database host is local host. This is how you use the for the multiple projects. Okay, and if you want to see all the environment variables at once, right, you can just do like console.log of process dot Okay, that's the end of this session, where we have covered like different types, ways of setting the environment variables. How do you access it directly or using the .env, and how do we secure the sensitive data and handle it for the large project, right? So if you like my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give it a thumbs up. If you have any specific topics, please put in the comment box. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.